This is excellent. Yeah, so tonight we're going to be talking about health information technology programs that we offer here at BFIT, right? And in terms of the outline of the presentation, first we're going to start with the introduction. I think we just did that, right? Then we'll move on to have a good understanding of what is health information technology, right? Then we'll discuss the hiring demand, the growing hiring demand in health IT, and also the health IT programs that we offer to actually meet those demands. And I'm also excited to talk about the tracks, the public health and the data analytics tracks. So you can think of the tracks as minors, right? Like a minor, like getting a minor in health IT, and that minor is public health. And then we'll wrap it up with the salary ranges that health IT graduates are making right now. All right, so let's get started with health information technology, right? Yes, so when you think about health information technology, it's really about building, implementing, and maintaining computerized health information systems. And the key word here is computerized. The idea of using computers in the healthcare domain, a few years ago, we weren't doing this. We weren't using computers, and there were a lot of errors, right? People get injured, right? People die because of those errors, right? So what the health IT program does, right, it shows us how to build, how to implement, how to maintain computerized health information system that physician can then use to digitize, store data, retrieve and share patient data that is essential to having a secure and safe healthcare delivery. All right, so health information technology is about computerized health information system, which is a pretty high demand nowadays because of the law that was passed, right, that requires physicians to now use computers instead of paper to collect the patient health information. So these are some very exciting times for health information technology professionals. So just some background in terms of FIT, right? FIT came into being because the traditional paper-based method, right, led to too many medical errors, which actually is making the system very expensive, because when those errors happen and you go to the emergency room, right, they have to treat you, but then again, they have to charge you. So it makes the system very, very expensive. And it was a real problem, right, that President Obama wanted to solve. And this is why President Obama then signed into law, right? That was so bad, those errors, they were so bad that he signed into law an act called the Health Information Technology for Economic and Clinical Health Act, right? And that act provided $17 billion as the start to encourage physicians to kind of switch from paper-based system to computerized health information systems. And this is exactly what we do. So it was just perfect, right? So this passage of this act created a lot of hiring demand, because now the physician, they have no choice but to buy those computer systems, and they need people who can actually build them. They need people who can actually implement them. They need people to maintain them. So this created tremendous, significant hiring demand, right? So the health IT program that we developed at BIFIT, right, intended to meet those demands. And we offer four types of health information technology program. The first one is the Associate of Science degree in health information technology. The second one is the Bachelor of Science in health IT, but this is the general track, right? The third one is the Bachelor of Science in health IT. This is the data analytics track or data analytics minor, right? The fourth one is the Bachelor of Science in Health Information Technology, and that is the public health track. Okay. Any questions so far, Nadej?
Yes. What is the difference between each of the minors? Especially, well, I like well, please maybe give you some clarification of what they are, but more so in the last one, the public health one.
Yes, and the data analytics, but because of the High-Tech Act, right, that President Obama signed into law, right, that requires the doctors, you got to use computers now to deliver care, to take care of the patients, right? Because of that, now those computerized systems, they are collecting a lot of data, right? I mean, we're talking about petabytes of data they're collecting. So we need people with skill who can actually analyze those data, who can prepare those data and analyze them so that we can see some of the insights that are into the data so that the physicians can then use the data, use the information to make decision rather than guessing, right? You know, that now we have data that can inform how the physicians decide on whether certain medications work, whether this medication is better than that one, right? So we need data to be able to tell us those things, right? And the public health track really has to do with the fact that the COVID-19 pandemic really shows us how weak our infrastructure, our IT infrastructure is, right? And we had a lot of problems exchanging information from hospitals to the public health agencies, right? There was a lot of problems because the public health infrastructure is so old, right? And what the Biden and Harris administration is doing right now, they are investing a lot of money to modernize the public health IT infrastructure so that we can be better prepared for the future pandemics, right? So the public health is about getting us ready for the future pandemic that, I mean, that we're gonna have, because nowadays, if you can have COVID-19 pandemics, we gotta get ready for it. Okay, so the current infrastructure is not ready right now. So they're putting a lot of money to get it ready. So therefore, the track is going to prepare the students to kind of make sure that they contribute to that work, to that effort of getting the public health IT infrastructure ready for the future pandemic. And there will be significant amount of money that will be spent to do that. And we want to make sure that our students are ready, are prepared to contribute, right, and take advantage of those opportunities, right? So this is also about equity. It's about preparing our students to take advantage of those future opportunities that's coming down. All right, Nadej, any more questions?
Very informative.
All right, great. All right, so anybody else? No question? You guys are expert at this already, right? All right, so I'll move on. All right, so meeting the growing need. So the first program that we're going to be talking about is the Associate of Science degree program in FIT, right? And again, that program is designed to respond to those needs, to those demands. And in year one, let's take a look at year one. So this is a 2-year program. In year one, the students will be taking those kind of courses, right? And it's a pretty short program. It's just 4 semesters, right? It's just a couple of years. Okay, so the students will be taking, for example, SS 110, which is the intro to US healthcare, to give you an introduction to the US healthcare, the context, the problems, right? I like to talk about the problems that the healthcare system is facing with my students, so that to get them going and thinking about solutions, right? So I want to get them start early with those things. Second semester is database, is of course kind of writing, college composition, and pre-calculus, right? Medical terminology, so that we can learn the language. The language of healthcare is important, right? Because remember, we're going to be designing, building those computerized health information system for physicians, right? So if they tell us something, this is what I think, this is a suggestion, this is that, right? In their own language, in their own medical language, right? We at least have to kind of know how to respond to them, to understand what they're saying. So this particular course gives us that introduction in terms of the medical language, right? Because we're going to be working in healthcare, even though we're not going to be using that kind of language all of the time, but at least, we'll be able to understand what they mean. And then you get into HI 130, which is the introduction to FIT. This is when we explore, right, all of the computerized health information technology applications that are out there, right? And how they fit in, how do they work together to actually create a system, right? How do they work together? Those different pieces. So this is pretty exciting stuff. All right, and then after you complete the first year, then you move along to the second year, year 2, right? And you continue with networking, right? Which is really about knowing how to exchange your data between different providers. They got to use networks to do that, right? And what are the fundamentals? What are the different pieces of the network that really makes the whole thing work, right? Then we'll get into healthcare databases. This is pretty exciting as well, right? Then we'll move along to human anatomy and physiology. This is more about the different body parts, right? That if the doctors are talking about those things, right? But, it's good to know what they're talking about, so that we can kind of be in a better position to help them out, right? Because they need systems, they need tools to be able to do a better job. And this is what we're going to help them out with, right? Then we'll get into cloud computing, right? As you guys know, a lot of the system, they are moving to the cloud, because with the cloud, you save a lot of money. You don't have local servers that you have to maintain. So, but you got to know how to design the cloud as well. So this is what CT 269 is going to show us, right? For example, how to design a system using the cloud resources. This is pretty exciting stuff, by the way, right? Because with the cloud, you get so much power too, right? Even though, you're moving things to the cloud, but you still need people who can actually design some of those services in the cloud as well. All right, health information system and implementation. That's a critically important course because implementation is critical to having a successful deployment, right? Because if you don't do the right things, then implementation will be a problem. So what we do, we take you through the life cycle to steps, what you need to do first, second, and third, right, to ensure that the deployment of those systems are successful. And most of it, Nadej, most of it is not even technical, right? Most of the steps are not even technical, but you gotta do them so that at the end, everybody will be happy and everything will be successful. And then we'll move along to medical coding, right? Coding is critically important as well, right? Classification and communication, because as you know, computers, they don't talk like us, right? You know, they talk using codes, right? Using the numbers that represent something, right? But between themselves, they know it, right? So this is what we're going to learn: medical coding and HI210. TS242 get even deeper into human anatomy. It gets into pathophysiology and also pharmacology. All right, so these are those 2 years, 4 semesters for the AS in FIT. Okay, and here are some of the interns from the programs, and they were intern at the Partners eCare, and they made significant contribution as well, and some of them got hired permanently, so which was great. All right. Any questions on this, Nadej?
No, I don't have any questions. I'm just taking information and writing all these things down.
Oh, perfect, perfect. All right, so let's move on to the next slide. So in terms of the bachelor, so we just covered the Associate of Science degree in FIT. So let's talk about the Bachelor of Science degree in Health Information Technology. So a student graduate from the Associate of Science degree can just move to the bachelor level and take courses to pursue a Bachelor of Science degree in Health Information Technology. And the students will spend another 2 years to get the bachelor, right? Which is great because the bachelors get deeper into some of those concepts regarding ethical ways of using computers, and also a lot more projects, and there's an internship as well that provides opportunities to connect with professionals that are working in the field. Is pretty exciting in terms of the internship. So this is what the bachelor degree in FIT provides. So it just takes another 2 years to complete. Okay, so let's move along to the different tracks within the bachelor degree in FIT. We have 2 tracks: the public health track.
Dr. Eliezer, before you move on, I have a question.
Sure.
For the going back to the semesters, if students they have credits or they do have a bachelor degree or associate degree, will they be able to transfer credits? And if that is the case, will they be able to do some sort of accelerated program, or they would just have to stick to the 4th semester?
Well, if they already completed, right, an Associate of Science degree, or 2 years of college, right, and they did well, you know, C and so on and so forth, then we'll accept those credits, right? And all they have to do is just complete another 2 years, right? So we'll configure the courses for them, the courses that we meant for them to complete the public health track or the data analytic tracks, whatever they choose. But yes, absolutely. This is an excellent question. Absolutely, we will give them those credits.
I want to add one point. So remember, BFIT transfer policy is we can accept up to 49%. Say somebody has a degree, bachelor degree in computer technology, but we're not going to transfer all the credits. We can transfer up to 49%.
Yes, but for example, if they complete an Associate of Science degree at BFIT, right, we will transfer all of the credits, the 66 credit from the Associate of Science degree into the bachelor's degree, so that all they have to complete is another, maybe another 62 credits to get the bachelor. So they call that a 2x2, 2 plus 2.
Right. Yeah.
That's a 2 plus 2, right? So it's you cannot lose with it, right? Once you're done with the Associate of Science degree, if you want to continue into the bachelor's, right, you're not going to lose. These are the advantages, right? Because you're not going to lose any credits by transferring to the bachelor's degree. All right, guys, these are great questions, guys.
I have a question.
Right. Yes,
I already have my master's, so what is transferable in my case?
If you wanted to do your master's, this is excellent. In fact, we do have students. You already got your master's?
I do.
Oh,
So
nice. This is great. So we got to look at your transcript, right, to see what was completed, right, and to see what can be transferred. But we're going to give you the maximum that can be transferred. Okay. Right, Min?
Yes, 49%.
49. Okay.
That's our maximum from outside of BFIT credits.
Yeah. All right. Sounds great. All right. So these are the two.
I'm sorry to keep on stopping you, but maybe with 49%, so is that still the duration of 4 years?
So
49% would wind up being half of the degree. So depending upon what classes you take that are similar or in line with the credits that we have in line for the specific program that you're going into, we look to see which ones are transferable, and up to 49%, up to half of the degree would be transferable. What happens, why colleges do that is because they want, in order for you to have that college degree, in order for that college to give you their sign of approval, they want to provide at least half of the curriculum that you're going to be saying that you're a graduate of. So that's why most colleges allow up to half, so they know that we at least taught you half of the curriculum that you're basically saying that we gave you the full curriculum for. So that's pretty traditional. You don't really see a lot, even with like a lot of the degree completion programs, they may take a lot of your credits, but you still will have, more like a little bit of half depending upon what program you're going into.
Yeah, great. Thank you, Calvin. All right, so let's move on to the next PowerPoint slide, right? And try to answer this question. Why public health? Why do I need a minor? Why do I need to get into the public health track? Well, public health right now needs help. We need help. You guys see what's going on with COVID-19 pandemic, right? We're struggling, right? And from a technology standpoint, from a health IT standpoint, the public health infrastructure is not ready. It's old. it needs to be refurbished. It needs to be modernized, right? Now, President Obama spent money in the hospitals. The hospitals tend to be somewhat okay now, even though they still having problem with sharing information, with exchanging information. They still having problem with interoperability, and they need people who can actually to help them resolve those problems. And those problems, they cannot be solved right away. This is something that's going to take a long time, because we're talking about standards, creating standards, using standards to create the patient records and move the patient records around. So that's going to take a while. But with regards to the public health IT infrastructure, we have not made a lot of investment in the public health IT infrastructure. And this is why it cannot support those kind of pandemics, right? So the first sentence actually speaks to that, right? That COVID-19 has shown us the importance of strong IT infrastructure to support public health initiatives, right? Because you need to collect data from so many hospitals, right? So from so many doctors, you need to collect the data. For example, if I go to the hospital and I have COVID-19, they have to report my diagnosis, right? They don't have to report my name, right? Because that would be against HIPAA, right? But they have to report my diagnosis to the public health agencies, right? And if they're doing it electronically, they cannot do it via paper because it's going to take too long, right? So if they do it electronically, the public health infrastructure has to be able to receive that information, right? And then use it. But this is not what we have. The current public health IT infrastructure cannot receive information, electronic information from the hospital. You know what they do? They fax, and fax is not computerized. Fax is not electronic. And this is what the Biden-Harris administration is going to change, because they are investing a lot to build a modernized public health infrastructure, right? So that we can better respond to pandemic, not only from the US, but globally, right? That we're going to be able to, we have to be able to respond better. And what we need, what's needed, is a modernized public health IT infrastructure. And you're going to hear a lot of talk about this on the TV, by the way, right? And they're starting to make investment. They're going to keep increasing until they achieve it, because it's necessary, right? It's almost like it's a life and death. That's exactly what it is. Even though when you work with computers, you're not facing the patient directly, so you're not directly with the patient, the doctors are. But remember, the computers make the doctors better, makes the doctors more efficient, right? Make them make better decisions, so that there are less medical errors in the system. If there are less medical errors in the system, then the cost is going to go down, right? Because you don't have to retreat people. You don't have to keep treating the same problem, the same clinical problem, right? So this type of investment that Biden-Harris administration is doing, right, is creating significant demand for health IT professionals with public health knowledge. It's a combination of health IT and public health, so that we can contribute to the building of the modernized public health IT infrastructure that is so badly needed right now to deal with the current COVID-19 pandemic, and also with any future global pandemic, right? This is pretty exciting stuff, right? Public health IT, all right? So in terms of of employers that tend to hire public health IT professionals or professionals or health IT professional with kind of public health knowledge, right? Those employers are state and local public health organizations. Hospitals, of course, hire them as well. Public health focused nonprofit, right? And we're going to have a lot more of those organizations as well, because what the Biden administration is doing, they are developing this field, they're developing it, right? So that we'll be safe from future pandemic in the future. We'll know way in advance when something is going to come. We'll have data to predict, all kind of possible events, right? But you got to have, the public health background, that public health language. We got to know it. And when you marry it with the health IT, that's some pretty powerful stuff, right? And as I mentioned before, this public health track really contributes to the creation of a diverse and inclusive public health informatics and technology workforce. And the Biden and Harris administration is working a lot, right, to create that kind of workforce as well, right? So it's not just a technology, it's not just an IT infrastructure, it's also a people, a workforce infrastructure as well that they're trying to create, right? But this track is going to do both, because it's going to prepare our student population to take advantage of those new opportunities that are emerging pretty soon. They're going to be out there. Even now, they're looking for people right now, right? But we got to modernize the network, the public health infrastructure, to make it easy to do a better job in future pandemic. All right. So what do you guys think about the public health track so far? What do you think, Nadej?
Well, I wish I could start it today. That's what I think.
Yeah,
it's high demand, and I feel like there's not enough people want to do this job, and there's not enough people doing it, especially if they transition from paper to technology. So I feel the need is really urgent.
Wow. Yeah, Nadej, I think you're going to do excellent in the program right away, because I think you already grasp, the whole problem here, right?
It's a teamwork. I will learn as much as possible. And I'll get the eager from, I see the passion. We all see it around the world. So there's a lot of need for a lot of people to help. So I cannot wait to start, be part of this group. Thank you.
All right, great. All right, so let's move on. So the curriculum, first 2 years, right? So Nadej, you already have a degree to 49%, so you're not gonna be spending 4 years, right? Just a couple of years, because you're gonna get half of the credits, right? But if for somebody, a new student, a freshman, just walking in, right? They will start with those courses, okay, to finish the first 2 years. And after they complete the first 2 years, they will continue, right, and complete those courses to wrap up the program and get the bachelor's degree in health IT with the public health minor. All right. Okay. So let's move on. All right. And another track that we offer is the data analytics track, right? And why is data analytics important? Why is that track important, right? And as you guys know, those computerized systems, they are collecting a lot of data, right? Large quantities of data. So what do we do with all of this data? Do we just walk away? No, those those data, they have the answers to a lot of the questions, that we've been banging our heads against the wall to answer. Guess where we're gonna get the answers? From the raw data, right? But we need people with skills, right? Who can validate, prepare, and then analyze those data, so that we can. It's about decision making, so that we can make better decision in terms of diagnosis, right? Better decision in terms of treatment, right? Data is almost like oil, right? It's the lifeblood of all kind of industry, right? Particularly the healthcare industry, right? And we do generate a lot of it, and it's about time that we have to start analyzing them. So this is what we're going to prepare our students to do, to be able to do those three things, by the way, right? Not just to analyze. Before you analyze, you have to validate, to make sure that you're getting the right data, right? You have to prepare it, right? To normalize the data, right? Kind of prepare it, removing some of the things that maybe shouldn't be in there, right? And then once after you prepare it, then you have to analyze. So it's not just getting a data set and then just go and analyze it. In fact, the preparation work takes a long time. This is what takes most of the time. The analysis, we have tools out there that we can use to analyze very quickly, but you have to prepare the data set and then you analyze it. Okay, so this creates a significant demand for HealthIT professional with data analytics knowledge, right? They have the skills, to give them the skills to use data to provide better healthcare. And if you provide better healthcare, you're going to increase quality. And if you increase quality, you're going to get less error. So therefore, you're going to reduce costs. Any questions with regards to data analytics? All right. All right, so meeting the growing demand. So our data analytics track, right, equips students with the ability to extract the data, and the data can be located outside of the public health, outside of the hospital, right? But then again, you got to set up interfaces to extract it, to pull it, right? And then clean it, do interpretation, and also presentation. Visualization is huge. Visualization, right? Because people don't want to see a bunch of numbers. They want to see nice charts, nice colors, right? Okay. And guess what? We have the tools for all of those things, right? So it's just a matter of showing the students how to engage those tools, how to use those tools to do those things, right? So with respect to data analytics, look at some of the statistics, right? From the US Bureau of Labor Statistics, right? So we expect that data analytics related jobs will experience growth by more than 25%, right? From 2019 to 2029, right? Right? We're gonna experience this type of growth. Okay, it's just amazing, and I can see why. Again, we are building, implementing all of those computerized systems. Guess what they do? They're gonna collect data, and they are very efficient. They collect data very efficiently, and they create data by themselves as well. They call that metadata. They create data as well. So we have a lot of data in the system that need to be analyzed, right? So we got to create this kind of data analytics culture. It's the culture, right? It's the language so that you can pull the students in as well, so that they know they can actually do those things. There are tools out there that makes it easy to do data analytics, right? They don't have to be some sort of genius to do data analytics, right? All right, so it's a process, it's a step, it's knowing how to use certain tools. Okay, so let's move on. In terms of potential employers, right? The hospitals are looking for people with those kind of skill, FIT plus data analytics. Pharmaceutical companies, as you can see for COVID-19, right? In terms of those vaccination and also the treatment, the pills, right? They looking for people who can actually use data, right, to analyze the data to see whether those treatments, whether they work well, right? Okay. We can do research. I mean, if you are comfortable with data and you know how to use some of those tools, then you can also do research and contribute, right? Medical devices are looking for people with that kind of background as well. Again, private and public research institution, when it comes to data, they need people, right? State and local public health department, absolutely. They need people with data analytics background, right? To analyze all of those data that the hospitals around the US, even the world, right, send them. Right? They need people who can analyze those kind of data as well, right? So this is the curriculum, right? The first 2 years, they will be taking some of those courses, such as programming for everyone using Python, right? This is a pretty exciting language. Python #2, programming for everyone too, and so on and so forth, right? And the last 2 years, they will be taking data structures, right? And these are big names, right? But you take the course, you follow the syllabus, you meet the expectations, right? You complete the homework assignments, right? You do well in your test. It's just like any other course that you take, okay? You work hard at it, you'll understand those concepts, and then you'll do well, right? So in terms of salary ranges for FIT graduates at the associate level, we expect that our students will be making $37,900 to $58,000, right? Even though a few students might be making more, but this is the range, right? At the BS level, as you can see, it's a lot more money. It's between 58,000 and 82,000 plus. All right, so this is really a pretty hard field, right, to get into, okay? And you can make very decent money as well, right? But we have to prepare our students now to take advantage of those opportunities. That's a matter of equity, right? Inclusion, include our students, right? They can do data analytics and public health and so on and so forth as well, right? And the Biden administration is also investing a lot of money to make these things happen. This is an exciting time. For additional information, you can go to this website to read more about those FIT programs that I just discussed, okay? Any questions or concern? I know Jenny got some question. Oh, Nadej, sorry. Go ahead.
How is the internship going? How long is their internship?
The internship is a semester, right? It's a semester, and most of them are paid, right? But sometimes the students, they just want to graduate, so they will accept an unpaid internship, right, and get the connection, the experience, right, to build community with the professional that who are out there working, and they can make connections with them, right? This is when those professionals, they can even serve as reference to our students, and a lot of them get employment, right, through the internship, right? Because they created those connections. They did very well, right, when they are out there, right? And they are more than happy, those professionals that they meet, they are more than happy to serve as reference for them, right? And the students, they get to see kind of what's going on in the real world, right? How the work is being done as well, okay? And they can make contribution too, because they are learning new concepts, right? And they can bring something new to the table that maybe those professionals didn't consider. In fact, I just remember about a couple of my students who came up with some excellent idea when they were working at Massachusetts General Hospitals, right? They were deploying, they were implementing Epic, and my students came with excellent idea on how to do it faster, right? They created procedure and so on and so forth. So therefore, it's been a very, very positive experience for all of us, right? For the organizations, for the host, for students, for ourselves, for the program as well. It's been a great experience.
Professor Elise, can you
Yes.
talk about the schedule? Is it hybrid, in person, virtual? How is it?
Yes. Well, the format that currently is online, right? Because of COVID-19, okay? But our students, they're really getting used to being online, right? And they like it. They like it. They want to be online. But it doesn't mean that we cannot do something like hybrid as well, right? Like some courses will be on site, and then others will be online. Those kind of things. But for now, all of the courses are online. Okay, and those courses, they are taught by professionals who are working out there, and those professionals, they are the ones who give reference to the college as well, and say, hey, we do have openings here, we can send the students to get internship. So those professionals, right, who are teaching some of those courses, they are very, very engaged with the program, and they help us out a lot. Excellent question. I think Min has one.
I have one. I got a lot of information. I feel like I got the answers to some of the questions students asked me.
Okay, great.
Informative. Thank you. Even though this is not my first time.
Yes, I know. I'm just kidding. Thank you very much, Min. Any more questions, Nadej?
No more questions. It's been answered throughout your presentation, so it was well delivered. Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much, Nadej. We look forward to having you.
Me too. Wait to start. Now I know it's hybrid or online. I may have to think about some stuff. I thought it was in person.
Yeah. Well, currently it is online. There could be possibility to go hybrid once everything calmed down with COVID-19, right? So and we're basically making those decisions based on what the public health, the Massachusetts public health, kind of recommend and tell us to, what to do. Because right now you cannot have a lot of people at the school, right?
Yep.
You cannot have a lot of people at the school as well. So if all of the programs just go back, then that might be a problem with COVID-19. But as I mentioned before, the faculty, they are experts, right? And they know how to teach online. And we've been having that experience for a while, in fact, not just because of the COVID-19, even before COVID-19 emerged, right? We used to use the Canvas learning management systems to post everything there, and submissions. The student, they will submit assignments using that system as well, right? So now we just expanded it to Zoom, and Zoom is a great tool. With Zoom, you can have a lot of discussion, and also with Canvas, you can put something that students can engage between themselves, discuss among themselves. And in Zoom, you can create breakout rooms, right? For example, if I want to talk with Calvin right now, I can just create a breakout room with Calvin. and then we can have a one-on-one, right? So sometimes I kind of make my students do that so that they can have that one-on-one with themselves and discuss different topics among themselves. And I just go and I just pick in, hi, how you guys doing? This is great. So they really enjoy it, right? To kind of use the technology, right? Because the technology is really so advanced right now. They give you so many capabilities to do some of those things, right? Even labs, the cloud, you can set up something on the cloud and you can do labs because the cloud gives you that kind of capacity, right? That a regular computer with a CPU of maybe 3 gigahertz, right? But if you're going to do data analytics, right? You're going to use big data. You need something faster than that, right? And where are you going to get it? You're going to get it online. That's the only place you can really get it, unless you really want to spend a lot of money to buy, a very strong, advanced, computer system. But I guess what I'm trying to say is that the resources are out there, right? And we can do a lot of the things that we can do face to face. We can also do them online. At least for this program. I don't know about other programs.
I have one more question. In
Sure.
terms of the job, once students are done with the program, is this type of job offered remote only, or they have to go in person?
Well, it all depends. It all depends the employer. If the employer said, you may have, but the employers, they are extremely flexible. Even with the internship that we had last year, right? Last spring, we had the internship for the BS graduates, and they allow them to work from home, right? Because they were right in the middle of the pandemic, right?
No, Professor Elise, I probably asked my question the wrong way. What I'm trying to understand is, if you take a major like the optician, you have to be in person. You can't do it remotely. So with this health IT, can you do it? Is it possible to be remote only?
Oh yeah. You can absolutely do it remotely. But again, it always depends on your role, right? It also depends on your manager. It also depends on the organization that you are working for, right? But yeah, we have the technology. FIT, what you really need is, if you're not involved in installing servers, right, physical servers, as I mentioned before, the industry is going to be is going to be moving away from physical things, right? So they're going to go online eventually with everything. So, and this is why it's good for our students to start getting conditioned, getting used to creating resources using the cloud system as well, right? But the technology, this is why it's so wonderful, because you can do a lot of those things remotely, right? Data analytics. What do you need? You need a good computer, right? That can talk with the cloud, and then you can upload your data up there, right? And then run. Of course, you have to prepare and then run your analysis and so on and so forth, right? So you can do that. You can do that at home, right? So, but again, it all depends on your role, your manager, and your organization as well. If they say you have to go in, right, make sure that you are vaccinated. So you got to do it.
I think we have another participant.
Yeah.
Another one.
That's right.
You see it? You see her, Dr. Elise?
Yeah, I do see her.
My future.
She's the future FIT professional.
Yes.
Nadej, can we see Leah?
Hi, Leah.
Oh, she's so cute.
Hello. Yeah.
Learning about HIT early.
Yeah, she's learning about HIT.
Hi. Hi. All right, go back to your ABC.
Thank you so much.
Yes. She's so nice. All right. Okay, guys. So did I answer all of the questions?
Yes.
All right, excellent. Thank you. Thank you so much, Nadej, for joining us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Nadej, contact us. I know you have Jenny, and if you have any questions,
Oh,
even
now I
though
have
you're
the
going to start next
Jenny-
September, you can.
Thank you.
You're in good hands.
Take care. All right.
Okay,
So
have a
Calvin,
good night, everyone.
all right.